Have you ever felt stuck with the same bad feelings no matter what you do? It's like being on a merry-go-round of emotions, always coming back to the same spot. But what if I told you that healing old hurts could change how you feel in a big way? Imagine waking up one day and realizing that the things that used to bother you don't have the same power anymore. That's what happens when we heal the deep down hurts that have been holding us back. Think about it like this. Our feelings are like messengers from our past. They're trying to tell us something important, but sometimes we don't know how to listen. When we ignore these messages or try to push them away, they just keep coming back, louder and stronger. But when we take the time to understand and heal these old hurts, something amazing happens. Our feelings start to change, and we begin to see the world in a whole new way. This isn't just about feeling a little bit better for a day or two. We're talking about big, life-changing shifts in how you feel and how you see the world. It's like cleaning a pair of glasses you didn't even know were dirty. Suddenly, everything looks clearer and brighter. That's what healing can do for your emotions. Now you might be thinking, that sounds great, but how do I even start? Don't worry, we're going to break it down into simple steps that anyone can follow. You don't need to be an expert or have any special skills. All you need is the willingness to look inside yourself and the courage to face what you find there. In this video, we're going to dive deep into how fixing old hurts can change your feelings in ways you never thought possible. We'll talk about why our emotions get stuck in the first place and how healing can set them free. You'll learn about the connection between your past experiences and your current feelings, and how understanding this connection can be the key to feeling better. But we're not just going to talk about ideas. I'm going to share real, practical ways you can start healing right now. These are things you can do today, no matter where you are in your journey. And the best part? You don't need any fancy tools or expensive therapies. The most powerful healing tools are already inside you. You just need to learn how to use them. I'll also share a simple trick that helped me feel better when I was struggling with my own emotional baggage. It's something I still use every day, and it's made a huge difference in my life. I bet it can help you too. As we go through this video, I want you to keep an open mind. Some of what we talk about might be new to you, or it might challenge what you think you know about feelings and healing. That's okay. In fact, it's good. Growth often starts when we're willing to see things in a new way. Remember, this isn't about erasing your past or pretending bad things never happened. It's about understanding your past so it doesn't control your future. It's about taking the power back from old hurts and using it to create the life you want. Let's talk about the main idea behind all of this. Our feelings often come from old hurts we haven't fixed yet. This might sound simple, but it's a powerful truth that can change everything once you really understand it. Think about a time when something small made you feel really upset. Maybe someone forgot to say thank you, and you felt angry all day. Or maybe you made a tiny mistake at work, and you couldn't stop feeling ashamed. These big feelings probably weren't really about that small thing that happened. They were coming from somewhere deeper. Our brains are always trying to protect us. When something bad happens, our brain remembers it so we can avoid that pain in the future. That's usually a good thing. But sometimes our brain gets a bit too protective. It starts seeing danger everywhere, even when there isn't any. This is what happens when we have old hurts that haven't healed. Let's use an example to make this clearer. Imagine a little kid who tries to make friends but gets laughed at. That hurt feels huge to the little kid. Their brain decides, making friends is dangerous. It leads to pain. So the brain tries to protect them by making them feel scared or nervous around new people. Now fast forward 20 years. That kid is all grown up, but their brain is still trying to protect them from that old hurt. So when they need to meet new people at work or go to a party, they feel really anxious. The feelings seem to be about the party or the work meeting, but they're really coming from that old hurt from childhood. This happens with all kinds of feelings, not just anxiety. Maybe you get really angry when people don't listen to you. That could be coming from times in the past when you felt ignored or unimportant. Or maybe you feel sad a lot and you don't know why. That sadness might be connected to old losses you never fully dealt with. The tricky part is that we often don't realize where these feelings are coming from. We think we're reacting to what's happening right now, but really, we're reacting to something that happened a long time ago. It's like our feelings are stuck in the past, playing the same old tune over and over. But here's the good news. Once you understand this, you can start to change it. When you realize that your big feelings are often about old hurts, you can start to heal those hurts. And when you do that, your feelings start to change. This doesn't mean you'll never feel sad or angry or scared again. Those are normal human emotions, and they're important. But it does mean that you won't be controlled by those feelings. You'll be able to feel them, understand where they're coming from, and then let them go. Understanding this connection between old hurts and current feelings is like finding the key to a locked door. Once you have that key, you can start to open up new ways of feeling and living. You can start to break free from patterns that have been holding you back. This idea that our feelings come from old hurts is at the heart of many types of therapy and healing practices. But you don't need to be in therapy to use this idea. You can start applying it to your life right now just by paying attention to your feelings and asking yourself, what old hurt might this be connected to? As we go through the rest of this video, keep this big idea in mind. Everything else we talk about will build on this understanding. Remember, your feelings aren't random, and they're not just reactions to what's happening right now. They're messages from your past, trying to tell you something important. When you learn to listen to these messages and heal the hurts behind them, that's when real change starts to happen. When we don't fix old hurts, they keep bothering us. It's like having a pebble in your shoe. At first, you might think you can ignore it. You keep walking, pretending it's not there. But the longer you walk, the more it rubs and irritates. Soon your whole foot hurts, then your leg, and maybe even your back. That's what happens when we ignore our emotional hurts. Many of us try to push away painful memories or feelings. We might think, if I don't think about it, it won't affect me. But our minds don't work that way. Those ignored hurts don't just disappear. Instead, they sink deeper into us, affecting how we think, feel, and act in ways we might not even notice. For example, let's say you had a friend who betrayed your trust when you were young. You might tell yourself it doesn't matter anymore, that you're over it. But deep down, that hurt is still there. So when you meet new people, You might find it hard to trust them. You might always be waiting for them to let you down, even if they've never given you a reason to think that way. The old hurt is making it hard for you to form new, healthy relationships, or maybe you grew up in a home where nothing you did was ever good enough. As an adult, you might push yourself too hard, always feeling like you need to do more, be more. You might never feel satisfied with your achievements, always chasing the next big thing. The old hurt of feeling not good enough is driving you to exhaustion. This can make us feel bad over and over again. It's like being stuck in a loop, repeating the same painful patterns. We might find ourselves in the same types of unhealthy relationships, or always reacting to stress in ways that make things worse. We might struggle with low self-esteem, anxiety, or anger that seems to come out of nowhere. The problem is, when we ignore these old hurts, we're not giving ourselves a chance to learn from them. We're not allowing ourselves to grow and change. Instead, we're letting the past control our present and shape our future. Ignoring old hurts can also affect our physical health. Our bodies and minds are connected, and emotional pain can show up as physical symptoms. You might get headaches, have trouble sleeping, or feel tired all the time. Some people develop chronic pain or digestive issues. By ignoring emotional hurts, we might be putting our whole well-being at risk. Another big problem with ignoring old hurts is that it can make us feel alone. When we push down our pain, we often push away people too. We might find it hard to open up to others or to ask for help when we need it. This can lead to feeling isolated, which only adds to our emotional burden. It's also worth noting that ignored hurts don't just affect us. They can impact our relationships with others. We might lash out at loved ones without understanding why, or push away people who want to be close to us. Our unresolved pain can create ripples that affect everyone around us. So while ignoring old hurts might seem like an easy solution in the short term, it causes a lot of problems in the long run. It keeps us stuck, repeating the same painful patterns and missing out on the full, rich life we could be living. When we heal, we can feel happier, calmer, and more in control. Healing our old hurts is like clearing out a cluttered room. Suddenly, there's space to breathe, to move, to create something new. It's not always an easy process, but the benefits are truly life-changing. One of the biggest benefits of healing is a sense of freedom. When we heal old hurts, we're no longer controlled by them. We can respond to life in the present moment rather than always reacting based on past pain. This freedom allows us to make choices that are truly right for us, not just automatic responses driven by old fears or hurts. Healing also leads to better relationships. When we're not carrying around unresolved pain, we're able to connect with others more deeply and authentically. We can trust more easily, communicate more clearly, and love more openly. We're able to set healthy boundaries and recognize unhealthy patterns in relationships. This doesn't mean every relationship will be perfect, but it does mean we'll be better equipped to handle challenges when they arise. Another wonderful benefit of healing is increased self-esteem. Many of our old hurts involve messages we received about our worth or capabilities. As we heal, we're able to challenge these negative beliefs and replace them with more positive, realistic ones. We start to see ourselves more clearly and appreciate our own strength and resilience. Healing also opens up new possibilities in life. When we're not held back by old fears or limiting beliefs, We're more likely to take positive risks and pursue our dreams. We might find the courage to start a new career, travel to new places, or try new experiences that enrich our lives. Many people find that healing leads to a greater sense of purpose and meaning in life. As we understand our own story better, we often discover a desire to help others or to make a positive difference in the world. This sense of purpose can bring a deep satisfaction and joy to life. Physically, healing emotional hurts can lead to better health. As we release old stress and pain, our bodies often respond positively. Many people report improvements in sleep, energy levels, and overall physical well-being as they heal emotionally. It's also worth noting that healing isn't just about getting rid of negative feelings. It's about developing a fuller, richer emotional life. As we heal, we often find we're able to experience joy more deeply, feel gratitude more easily, and approach life with a sense of wonder and curiosity. Healing is possible for everyone, no matter how long you've been hurting. This is such an important point. Sometimes people think that if they've been carrying pain for a long time, it's too late to heal. But that's not true at all. Our brains have an amazing ability to change and grow throughout our lives. This ability, called neuroplasticity, means that we can always form new patterns and ways of thinking. Even if you've been struggling with the same issues for years or decades, healing is still possible. In fact, people who have carried pain for a long time often experience profound and dramatic changes when they start to heal. It's never too late to start. It's also important to remember that healing is a journey, not a destination. It's not about reaching a perfect state where you never feel pain or sadness. Instead, it's about learning to move through all of your emotions in a healthy way. It's about building resilience so that when challenges come, as they do in every life, you're better equipped to handle them. Start by noticing your feelings. Ask yourself why you feel that way. This might sound simple, but it's a powerful first step in healing. Many of us go through life on autopilot, not really paying attention to how we feel or why. But when we start to notice our feelings, we can learn a lot about ourselves and our old hurts. Try to pause a few times each day and check in with yourself. How are you feeling right now? Happy? Sad? Angry? Anxious? There's no right or wrong answer. The goal is just to notice. Then gently ask yourself why you might be feeling that way. Is it just about what's happening right now, or could it be connected to something from your past? For example, let's say you notice you're feeling really nervous about a work presentation. That might make sense. Presentations can be stressful. But if your nervousness seems bigger than the situation calls for, it might be connected to an old hurt. Maybe it reminds you of times in school when you felt embarrassed speaking in front of the class. As you practice noticing your feelings, you might start to see patterns. Maybe you always feel angry when someone disagrees with you, or sad when you have to say goodbye to someone. These patterns can be clues about old hurts that need healing. It's important to approach this process with kindness and curiosity. Don't judge your feelings or try to change them right away. Just notice them, like you're a scientist observing something interesting. Writing down your feelings can be really helpful. You might want to keep a journal where you jot down how you're feeling each day and any thoughts about why. Over time, this can help you see patterns more clearly. Remember, feelings aren't good or bad. they're just information. Even difficult feelings like anger or sadness can teach us important things about ourselves and what we need. As you get better at noticing your feelings, you might start to connect them to experiences from your past. This is where healing really begins. You might realize, for example, that your fear of trying new things is connected to times when you were criticized for making mistakes as a child. Or you might see that your tendency to overwork is linked to times when you felt you had to earn love through achievement. Making these connections can be powerful, but it can also bring up strong emotions. That's okay. It's a normal part of the healing process. Just remember to be gentle with yourself. If things feel too intense, it's okay to take a break or to reach out for support. Suggesting seeking help. Talking to a friend or a helper can make healing easier. Healing old hurts isn't something you have to do alone. In fact, reaching out for support can make the process much easier and more effective. Talking to a trusted friend can be a great first step. Choose someone who is a good listener and who you feel safe with. Tell them what you're noticing about your feelings and any connections you're making to past experiences. Sometimes, just saying these things out loud can bring new insights and start the healing process. A good friend can also offer a different perspective. They might see patterns you haven't noticed or remember experiences that could be relevant to your healing journey. Plus, sharing your process with someone else can help you feel less alone and more supported. However, while friends can be a great source of support, sometimes we need more specialized help. This is where professional helpers come in. These could be therapists, counselors, or other mental health professionals. They have special training in helping people heal from old hurts and change unhelpful patterns. Working with a professional can be helpful in many ways. They can provide a safe space for you to explore your feelings and experiences without judgment. They can teach you specific techniques for managing difficult emotions and changing unhelpful thought patterns. And they can guide you through the healing process, helping you navigate the ups and downs. There are many different types of therapy and healing approaches. Some focus on talking through past experiences, while others use techniques like mindfulness or body-based practices. Some people find it helpful to explore their creativity through art or music therapy. The right approach for you will depend on your individual needs and preferences. If you're considering professional help, don't be afraid to shop around a bit. It's important to find someone you feel comfortable with and whose approach resonates with you. Many therapists offer a free initial consultation, which can be a good way to see if it's a good fit. Remember, seeking help isn't a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength and self-care. It shows that you value yourself and your well-being enough to invest in your healing. Even if you're working with a professional, you can still use the support of friends and loved ones. Healing happens not just in therapy sessions, but in our everyday lives and relationships. Some people find support groups helpful. These are groups of people who are all working on similar issues. Hearing others' stories and sharing your own can be very healing. It can help you feel less alone and give you new ideas for your own healing journey. There are also many self-help resources available, like books, podcasts, and online courses. These can be great supplements to other forms of support. Just remember to approach these with a critical eye and check the credentials of the person providing the information. As you start your healing journey, Remember that it's okay to take it slow. Healing is a process, and it doesn't happen overnight. Be patient with yourself and celebrate small victories along the way. Also, remember that healing isn't always a smooth upward path. There might be times when you feel like you're taking 2 steps forward and 1 step back. That's normal. Healing often happens in layers, and sometimes we need to revisit old hurts as we gain new understanding and strength. The most important thing is to keep moving forward, even if it's just small steps. Every bit of awareness you gain, every time you choose to respond differently to an old trigger, you're healing. Trust the process and trust yourself. You have the power to heal and create a life filled with more joy, peace, and authentic connection. I used to get angry a lot. Then I realized it was because of something that happened when I was young. This is a story I want to share with you because it shows how powerful healing can be, even when we don't expect it. Growing up, I was always the peacemaker in my family. Whenever there was an argument, I'd try to smooth things over. I thought I was helping, but looking back, I realized I was learning to push down my own feelings to keep everyone else happy. As I got older, I noticed I had a short fuse. Little things would set me off. Someone cutting me off in traffic, a co-worker disagreeing with me, even my partner leaving dishes in the sink. I'd explode with anger, and then feel terrible about it afterwards. I couldn't understand why I was so angry all the time. One day, I was talking to a friend about this, and she suggested I might be carrying around some old hurt. At first, I dismissed the idea. I had a good childhood, I thought. What did I have to be hurt about? But her words stuck with me. I started paying more attention to when I got angry and what was happening just before. I noticed that a lot of my anger came up when I felt like I wasn't being heard or when I thought someone was being unfair. That's when I had a light bulb moment. I remembered a time when I was about 8 years old. There was a big argument in my family, and I tried to speak up, to tell everyone to stop fighting. But no one listened. They just kept yelling over me like I wasn't even there. I realized that this old hurt, feeling unheard and powerless, was still affecting me. Every time I felt ignored or treated unfairly as an adult, it was like I was that 8-year-old kid again, trying desperately to be heard. Understanding this was the first step in my healing journey. I started working with a therapist to process these old feelings. I learned techniques to recognize when I was reacting from that old hurt and how to respond differently. After I worked on healing that old hurt, I felt much calmer. It didn't happen overnight, but gradually I noticed I wasn't getting angry as often. When I did feel angry, I could usually trace it back to feeling unheard or powerless. Instead of exploding, I learned to take a deep breath and express my needs calmly. The change wasn't just in how I handled anger. I found I was more confident in expressing my opinions. I set better boundaries. My relationships improved because I wasn't constantly on edge, ready to snap at any perceived slight. This experience taught me that our current feelings and behaviors often have roots in our past experiences. By understanding and healing those old hurts, we can change how we feel and act in the present. Try this. When you feel bad, take a deep breath and ask yourself, what does this remind me of? This simple exercise can be a powerful tool in your healing journey. It helps you connect your current feelings to past experiences, which is often the first step in healing old hurts. First, find a quiet moment when you're feeling a strong emotion. It could be anger, sadness, fear, or any other feeling that's bothering you. Take a few deep breaths to center yourself. Now turn your attention to the feeling. Notice where you feel it in your body. Is your chest tight? Is your stomach churning? Just observe these physical sensations without trying to change them. Next, ask yourself, what does this remind me of? Don't force an answer. Just let your mind wander and see what comes up. You might remember a similar situation from your past, or you might get a vague sense of familiarity without a specific memory. For example, let's say you're feeling anxious about a work presentation. When you ask yourself what this reminds you of, you might remember feeling scared when you had to read aloud in class as a child. Or you might just get a general feeling of being small and exposed. Whatever comes up, accept it without judgment. There's no right or wrong answer here. The goal is simply to start making connections between your current feelings and past experiences. You might want to write down what you discover. Over time, you might start to see patterns in your responses. This can give you valuable insights into the old hurts that might be influencing your current feelings and behaviors. This exercise can help you see where your feelings come from. When we understand the source of our feelings, they often become less overwhelming. We can start to see that our reactions might be more about the past than the present situation. For example, if you realize your anxiety about the work presentation is connected to childhood experiences of feeling embarrassed in class, you can remind yourself that you're not that child anymore. You have skills and knowledge now that you didn't have then. This perspective can help you feel more confident and less anxious. It's important to be gentle with yourself as you do this exercise. If you start to feel overwhelmed, it's okay to stop and take a break. Remember, healing is a process, and it's okay to take it slow. You might not always get clear answers from this exercise, and that's okay too. Sometimes, just asking the question can start to shift your perspective and open up new possibilities for healing. This can help you see where your feelings come from. When we understand the root of our emotions, we can start to address them more effectively. Instead of just reacting to the surface feeling, we can begin to heal the underlying hurt. For instance, if you realize that your fear of public speaking isn't just about the current situation, but is connected to times you felt humiliated in school, you can start to work on healing that old hurt. You might use positive self-talk to remind yourself that you're not that vulnerable child anymore, or you might seek out opportunities to practice speaking in safe, supportive environments. This exercise is something you can do anytime, anywhere. You don't need any special equipment or training. All you need is a willingness to look inward and be honest with yourself. Over time, as you practice this exercise, you might find that you become more aware of your feelings in general. You might catch yourself reacting strongly to something and automatically ask, what does this remind me of? This increased self-awareness can be a powerful tool for personal growth and healing. Remember, the goal isn't to get rid of all negative feelings. Emotions like anger, sadness, and fear are normal parts of the human experience. The goal is to understand these feelings better so they don't control us. When we can see our feelings as messengers from our past rather than facts about our present, we can respond to them in healthier ways. Remember, healing old hurts can change how you feel now. This journey we've been on together isn't just about understanding your past or managing your emotions. It's about transforming your entire experience of life. When you heal old hurts, you're not just fixing problems. You're opening up new possibilities for joy, connection, and fulfillment. Think back to where we started. We talked about how our current feelings often come from old hurts we haven't healed yet. These old hurts can keep us stuck in patterns that don't serve us anymore. They can make us react to the present based on the past, missing out on the beauty and opportunities of the moment. But we also learned that it doesn't have to stay this way. Healing is possible, no matter how long you've been hurting or how deep the pain goes. Your brain has an amazing ability to change and grow throughout your life. This means that no matter what you've been through, you can create new patterns and new ways of feeling. We explored the problems that come from ignoring old hurts. It's like trying to build a house on a shaky foundation. Sooner or later, things start to crumble. But when we face our old hurts and work on healing them, we create a solid foundation for a happier, healthier life. Remember the benefits of healing we talked about? Feeling happier, calmer, and more in control. Having better relationships, increased self-esteem, new possibilities opening up in your life. These aren't just nice ideas, they're real possibilities for you as you continue on your healing journey. We also talked about practical steps you can take to start healing. Noticing your feelings and asking yourself why you feel that way. Seeking help from friends or professionals. These might seem like small steps, but they can lead to big changes over time. I shared my own story of healing from anger to show you that change is possible. Your story might be different from mine, but the possibility for healing and growth is just as real for you as it was for me. And don't forget the simple but powerful exercise we practiced. When you feel bad, take a deep breath and ask yourself, what does this remind me of? This can be your go-to tool whenever you're struggling with difficult emotions. You have the power to feel better. It just takes time and care. Healing isn't always easy, and it doesn't happen overnight. There might be times when it feels like you're taking 2 steps forward and 1 step back. That's normal. Healing is a journey, not a destination. But every step you take on this journey is valuable. Every time you notice your feelings, every time you show yourself compassion, every time you reach out for support, you're healing. You're creating new patterns in your brain and new possibilities in your life. Remember, you're not alone on this journey. There are people who can support you, whether that's friends, family, or professional helpers. Don't be afraid to reach out when you need to. As we wrap up, I want to encourage you to be patient and gentle with yourself. Healing takes time, and that's okay. You don't have to have it all figured out right away. Just keep taking small steps forward and trust that each step is bringing you closer to the life you want to live. You are stronger and more resilient than you might realize. The very fact that you've engaged with this video, that you're interested in healing and growth, shows your strength. It shows that part of you knows that change is possible, that you deserve to feel better. So keep going. Keep noticing your feelings. Keep asking yourself what they remind you of. Keep reaching out for support when you need it. Keep believing in your ability to heal and grow. Your feelings changed dramatically when you healed the trauma that they reminded you of. And they can keep changing. You can keep growing, keep healing, keep discovering new depths of joy and peace in your life. This isn't the end of your journey. It's just the beginning. every day brings new opportunities for healing, for growth, for creating the life you want to live. You have the power to shape your future, to write new chapters in your story. So take a deep breath and take that next step on your healing journey. Your future self will thank you for it. As we come to the end of our exploration into healing and emotions, let's take a moment to reflect on the powerful journey we've embarked upon together. We've delved into the depths of how our past experiences shape our present feelings and discovered the transformative power of healing old hurts. We began by understanding that our current emotions often stem from unresolved past traumas. Like echoes from the past, these old hurts continue to influence our reactions and behaviors in the present. But we also learned that this connection, once recognized, becomes the key to our emotional freedom. We explored the pitfalls of ignoring these old hurts, how they keep us trapped in repetitive patterns, affecting not just our emotional well-being, but also our relationships and even our physical health. But more importantly, we discovered the immense benefits that come with healing. Increased happiness, better relationships, improved self-esteem, and a greater sense of control over our lives. We've discussed practical steps to begin this healing journey, from simply noticing our feelings to seeking support from others. We practiced a powerful exercise of asking ourselves, what does this remind me of? When strong emotions arise, helping us to make connections between our present and past. Through personal stories and examples, we've seen how this process of healing can dramatically change our emotional landscape. We've learned that healing is possible for everyone, regardless of how long we've carried our hurts or how deep they may seem. As you move forward from here, remember that healing is a journey, not a destination. There may be challenges along the way, but each step you take is a victory in itself. Be patient with yourself, celebrate your progress, and don't hesitate to reach out for support when you need it. Your feelings can change. Your life can transform. The power to heal lies within you, waiting to be awakened. As you continue on this path of self-discovery and healing, know that you're not just addressing old hurts, you're opening the door to a fuller, richer, more authentic life. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of healing and emotions. May your journey forward be filled with growth, understanding, and the joy of discovering the incredible resilience within you. Remember, every moment is a new opportunity to heal, to grow, and to create the life you truly desire. Your future self is cheering you on. Take that next step with confidence and hope.